It's bigger than basketball. That's the theme of the No Room for Racism Basketball Classic, tipping off tonight in Rock Hill. And the Gamecocks will be taking to the court. USC coach Frank Martin talks to our Jane Roblo and talks about how he sees basketball as the powerful route to educational success. It's tonight's Project Community Conversation.
Because of basketball, it opened up some doors for me that would not have been open for others like me because they weren't a part of basketball. And so I've always taken on that responsibility that I got to use basketball as the vehicle to open up doors, to take advantage of education, and to help one another to grow and be accepted and be comfortable in who we are to speak on what we believe on.
You are the National Association of Basketball Coaches Committee on Racial Reconciliation co-chair. And one of the initiatives that you have proposed is that all high school students or four-year college students need at least one course in African American history. I'm kind of hearing you talk about education. Mm-hmm. So it's important to marry history with what you want the future to look like.
Yeah, and it's not about slanting the education in one way or the other or creating I'm not like, as a basketball coach, I teach my team, we're going to have bad days. We're going to lose games. And when those moments come, it's not about blaming. If we start blaming to kind of pass on responsibility or get people to feel sorry for us in some way, shape, or form, we're not going to move forward. We're going to dwell in a never gloom and doom, never ending moment. So I'm the same way with education. I'm into, like, we have to make everyone understand history through the lenses of different people. You know, some people view it a certain way and other people lived it a different way. And it's important that those narratives get told so we can have the clearest explanation as to what history was about. And then something else that narrative that we created in our committee was the elimination of SAT and ACT scores as a mandate to accept a collegiate scholarship. Those exams are not testaments to our learning capacity. Those exams represent socioeconomic background, not learning capacity. And I was a 780 SAT guy. I ended up becoming the basketball coach at a great high major university, an unbelievable place for secondary education. My SAT had nothing to do with my learning capacity.
It's that playing field of some kind that opens the door for education.
I'll use basketball as a quick measuring board. We're graduating minorities at a higher rate than the average minority student on a college campus. Wow. We're graduating minorities at the highest rate we've ever graduated them in men's basketball. And my thing to people is the majority of those guys in our sport, men, the majority of those guys, they go on and become very successful in life. And it's not just because of the basketball, because not all of them play professionally. Actually, few of them play professionally. The majority of them go out to society and become husbands, fathers, and successful businessmen. And it's all because of that opportunity they got in education.
Coach Martin's Gamecocks will take them to court at noon on Sunday against Florida State. And tonight, the South Carolina State Bulldogs kick off the tournament against High Point.